Okay, so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Glock 19 V series. I got all of it written down, so I'm gonna be looking at my notes. So first, we're gonna talk about what is the V series, what Glocks is coming out in the V series, and at the end, we're gonna talk about if it's worth it. I might mix it all up a little bit, but first off, we're gonna talk about which Glocks is coming out in the V series, and then we're gonna talk about what's the difference. So what's coming out in the V series? They got the Glock 19, the Glock 17, the Glock 19, the Glock 19X, the Glock 45, the Glock 20, the Glock 23, the Glock 21, and the Glock 44, which is a 22. None of those ones are MOS, so I've been seeing them go out online, the non-MOS versions. I believe those are the only ones that's out, but the only ones that I've seen posted for sale thus far is the Glock 19V and the Glock 17V, and I've seen them posted for $599, which is $600. So currently, right now, I think they're cheaper than just getting the regular Gen 5, but it just all depends. And I believe I'll talk about that at the end. And then the versions that are coming out in MOS is the Glock thus far, which is what I found. I watched a lot of videos on it, and I did some research on it. So, from what I've seen, the ones that are coming out in MOS will be the Glock 20, the Glock 21, and then the Glock 23, which is, I think, a 40, a 45, and a 10 milli. So those are coming out for sure in MOS. So I think with the V series, I think most of the ones that they are still making and converting into the V series will just be the popular Glocks, the ones that sold the best. So I think you can already just search up which Glocks are being discontinued. Doesn't mean they're gonna stop selling them. It's just Glock isn't gonna make them anymore. So the ones that's out there is out there. There'll be no more coming out, and the price should stay around the same that it is for a cool minute. I don't think the Glock Gen 5s are gonna go up. At least the common ones like 19s and 17s. I think they're gonna stay the same exact price they're at for really a long time. And then there was a couple special Glocks that were coming out. Okay, and then there was a couple Glocks that was coming out that was specials. Well, I consider them special. Was the Glock 19C, which is just compensated barrel. So the Glock 45C compensated barrel, the Glock 17, and the Glock 19X. No, not the Glock 19X, but the special ones that are coming out is the Glock 19, the Glock 45, and the Glock 17C, which is for compensated barrel. So those will be special ones coming out. But I think the most special one that's coming out with the V series that I think is going to be the most special is the Glock 19X MOS threaded barrel. Sorry, I keep looking at it. But I think that's going to be the nicest one coming out. And I also think it's probably most likely going to be the most expensive one coming out, because the Glock 19X is already, people already love it, and they're coming out, making it, still keeping the MOS on it, and coming out with a threaded barrel from the factory. So I do think that one's gonna be the most sought after and the most valuable one. But do I think that we're gonna talk about why are they coming out with the Glock 19V? Just from my opinion, I think they're coming out with it because of all the backlashes due with crime and switches, and I think that's really why they're making the Glock 19V, which they changed the back ports and all of it, so you can no longer put a switch on a Glock V. And if you have a Glock 19 and you buy a Glock 19, if you have a Glock 19 Gen 5 and then you buy a Glock 19V, if you have a back plate, you can't swap out the plates. You can't do that, so you have to buy completely new things. And that's really the main reason I think if they did it, just for all the crime and the backlash they're facing for people being able to put switches on them. And I think it's better for them in contracts because their crime rate will go down around Glock. This is just my opinion. I don't know if any of this is good, but this is just my opinion. And then Glock, if you want to send me one, I'll be more than appreciative. I'll do a review at the range, outdoor, indoor. I do a lot of reviews on it. So if y'all know Glock or anybody who work for Glock, contact them. Tell them to send me any one of the Glock V's, and I do a review on it. But do I think it's worth it? I think certain versions are worth it. Maybe the MOS and the Glock 19X MOS 30 barrel will be worth it. But will I be getting one? I don't. Maybe the Glock 19X, the special one. But as far as that, I don't really think I'll be getting one. I think they are cheaper, so for now, what I've been seeing, they're going around like low 600. The only ones I've seen was the Glock 19 and the Glock 17, which went for $599. After taxes, probably like 630. So I think it'll be worth it if you want the Glock still. You don't mind. Like, it's not much of a difference. It doesn't shoot different. It doesn't weigh different. You know, I think it's all really the same. I think they just did a couple things inside the Glock to stop people from putting switches on them. And I think it'll be worth it if you know what you're buying. If you know the difference. Because besides that little piece, there's really no different between the Glock 19 Gen 5 and the Glock 19 V series. So, but just know, if you do have a Glock 19 and you do have a Glock 19 Gen 5 and you want the Glock 19 V series, just know you can't interswap the back plates or any of that. You have to buy completely new ones. But if I was to get one, I would get the special 19X that comes with a 30 barrel from the factory. I think that would be the most worth it. But if I missed anything or y'all got anything else to let me know about, just leave it in the comments. I'm replying to all comments. And don't forget to subscribe and let me know how y'all feel about it.